Greetings and welcome to another episode of CXO Leadership. Today we will discuss understanding cybersecurity CIA. One of the questions that I hear often is, how do I secure my system? How do I reduce the risk in my environment? Well, today we will discuss how CIA can help individual, small, medium, and large organizations reduce the risk and help secure their respective environments. But before we get started, a word from our sponsor. AITS Corp helps organizations in healthcare, nonprofit, K through 12, and higher education protect sensitive and irreplaceable data, whether it is one computer or many physical or virtual servers. AITS Corp enterprise backups can help. The HIPAA, FERPA, and SOX compliant backups help protect your data from loss and ransomware. Get started today. Simply write to info@aitscorp.us, call 240-396-2111, or visit www.aitscorp.us. Don't wait to suffer a loss before you start backing up your data. Back to today's topic, how CIA can help reduce the risk and further secure your environment. The C in CIA stands for confidentiality. Confidentiality is key in the layered security approach. It is important when it comes to keeping your information confidential. This means that whatever system you use, it needs to make sure that the information is protected from unauthorized disclosure. The level of secrecy of your data needs to be maintained not only while your data is at rest, but also while your data is in motion. Your system also needs to protect the data from accidental disclosures due to human mistakes or from other threats like a social engineering attack. Now, I would like to share with you some confidentiality security controls. The first one is encryption for data at rest. It is important that if you want to make sure that your data stays confidential, you need to implement some type of encryption for your data at rest. What does this mean? This means that if you have servers, if you have data on servers, if you have data on your computer that needs to be confidential, you need to encrypt that information. Okay, and if you need more ideas on how to get this done, you can send me a private message. And I will be happy to help. Or also, if you have some ideas on how someone can accomplish, you're welcome to share them in the comment section below. The second confidentiality control includes encryption for data in transit. So for example, I know that sometimes it is so easy to forget that, that birth date that you're sending over email, or that social security number that you're sending over email, or you're thinking of sending over email is confidential, right? And you need to make sure that the confidentiality of that information stays confidential. So this is where encryption of data in transit comes into play. Because if you, for example, are sending this information via email, okay, it is important that you make sure that that email is encrypted. And finally, a third control for confidentiality is physical and technical access controls. Whether you are a small business, a medium, or a very large corporation, you need to make sure that there are controls in place to monitor the physical access to your establishment, as well as the technical access to your data. The I in CIA stands for integrity. What does integrity mean? Integrity means that the accuracy and reliability of your information is protected from unauthorized modifications. That's what integrity means. Again, I'll say it again. Integrity means that the accuracy, the reliability of your information is protected from unauthorized modifications. Whether you're a small business or a large corporation, you need to make sure that your hardware, your software, and communications all work together to make sure that all the data that sits and moves within your corporate environment is not altered or changed by someone or something that is not authorized to do so. Some integrity controls include hashing of files. You need to make sure that you keep track of all your important data hashes, right? And you're welcome to open up a discussion on the discussion section below about hashes, or you're welcome to reach out to me in a private message, and I'll be happy to review what this means. But that is one control that you can account for to make sure that you have integrity, right? Hashing of files. The second one is implementation of configuration management. The third control is implementation of change management and change control. The fourth control is implementation of access control, okay? And finally, the fifth control that will help you keep the integrity of your data is software digital signing. Finally, we have the A in CIA, which stands for availability. This means that your data is there when you need it, and it can be accessed in a timely manner. This means that your network devices, for example, your routers, your switches, DNS, DHCP servers, firewalls, etc., are all working properly to connect your computers. And it also means that your computers, your servers, your workstations, your laptops, etc., are all working properly to run your applications. And then in turn, your applications are running properly to provide the data that your business needs. As a leader of your own business or large organization, you need to understand all these areas that affect the availability of your data. Now let's talk about some availability controls to keep in mind. The first one is redundant array of independent disks, or RAID, right? This means having redundancy of hard drives. And again, we're not going to get into that right now, but you're welcome to open up a discussion in the comments below, or send me a private message and I'll be happy to further discuss with you. Another security control that helps you keep your data available is clustering. Clustering of servers, right? Clustering of switches, right? Firewalls, and so forth. A third control is load balancing, okay? A fourth control is redundant data and power lines. A fifth control is good data backups. Can't stress that enough. I've seen organizations lose their data that they've gathered for many years, unfortunately, all because they did not have proper backups. So if you don't have backups, start backing up your data today. And finally, the sixth control that will help keep your data available is having a good disaster recovery site with high availability. And again, we're not going to get into details as to what that means, but we can certainly discuss it in the comment section below, or you can send me a private message and I will further explain this to you. Well, my friends, we have reached the end of this video, but don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to continue the conversation with you offline. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.